wanted me, I was ready to give up everything.
No.
Let me tell you how one innocent family conversation with my wife turned into a 3-day psychedelic quest with masks, robes, and a very suspicious group workout.
Remove your clothes.
But let's take it step by step. This is Man Recaps. My name's Bill. I look respectable, wear a suit like I was born in it, and just grew up without ever taking it off. I've got a wife, Alice, and we live in a fancy New York apartment. On the surface, everything seems fine. I heal people, she runs the household, and sometimes tortures me with philosophical conversations that sound like she spent all night arguing with Socrates on Zoom. That evening started out pretty ordinary. Me and my wife, Alice, yes, that stunning beauty, who looks like she stepped straight out of a fashion magazine. We're getting ready for a glamorous party at my wealthy acquaintance, Victor Ziegler's place.
Okay, Roz.
It's gonna be a little late for that.
Now the phone number is on the fridge. Okay.
Daddy,
Bye.
Mommy,
Good night, sweetheart.
Have fun.
This guy is basically a walking guidebook titled How to Live When You've Got Way Too Much Money. He's the one who got a silver spoon stuck in his mouth back in the delivery room, and it never left.
I'll see you in a little bit, okay?
His house is so over the top. I'm still not sure if it's a mansion, a palace, or maybe the secret headquarters of the Illuminati. And the party? Full package, champagne flowing like a river. I'm doing my best to look like a respectable doctor, not some random tourist who accidentally signed up for the Life of the Rich tour. All I want is to relax, but nope. I'm instantly swarmed by tall models who seem to sniff me out and go, "Oh, a doctor. Could you maybe give us a free sample checkup with that nose of yours?" And Alice, she's busy flirting with some Hungarian guy.
The sculpture gallery is upstairs. Would you like to see it?
Two supermodels lean in and whisper something about a rainbow.
Where the rainbow ends.
I have no idea if that's some trendy euphemism or if they're literally inviting me on a guided tour of IKEA. My inner doctor whispers, "Stay professional," while my inner guy adds, "But what if it's an all-you-can-eat buffet?"
Excuse me, ladies. Sorry, Dr. Harper.
And then Victor calls me over. Turns out he's gotten himself into a mess.
Bill, thanks for coming.
Some girl, Mandy, is lying unconscious in his bathroom. My inner doctor orders, "Save her, Bill," while my inner guy whispers, "But just look at those beautiful eyes, Bill." So I bring her back to consciousness, trying at the same time not to ask too many questions, and definitely not to step into someone's little snow pile on the floor.
You're gonna need some rehab.
Oh, I know I don't have to mention this, but this is just between us, okay?
Thanks, Victor. Great party. Be sure to invite us again. Of course, Alice wants to know what took me so long upstairs with those two chicks, while she was downstairs being hypnotized by the local Count Dracula.
I'm talking about the two girls.
Yeah, my story about the girl in the bathroom sounds like I stole it straight from an episode of House MD, but Alice seems to believe me, or at least pretends to.
Whoa, wait.
You're saying is that the only reason you wouldn't those two models is out of consideration for me?
And then she drops the bomb. Once, she almost cheated on me with some random guy she didn't even know.
It's just pot is making you aggressive.
And she tells it so casually, like she's just sharing a recipe for apple pie.
You remember last summer at Cape Cod?
Turns out, when we were vacationing in Cape Cod, she actually wanted to dump me for some sailor. A sailor, Carl, not even a captain.
Sitting near our table with two other officers.
This guy probably didn't even know how to tie a sailor's knot, yet somehow he could have untied our marriage in 2 moves. And Alice? She's saying all this with the same expression you'd use for a weather forecast. Clear skies today, with a light chance of absolute hell for your self-esteem. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there like someone just threw a glass of ice water in my face, and then told me it came straight from the toilet. How am I supposed to process this? We're together, we have a kid, we've got the picture-perfect life. And she just casually admits she was ready to blow it all up for some guy who didn't even bother to ask her name. That confession hits me right in the heart, and my brain flips into revenge or bust mode. But before I can fully spiral, the phone rings. It's one of my clients.
Lou Nathanson just died. I think I have to go over there and show my face.
As I storm out of the house, boiling with anger and resentment like a kettle that's already blown its whistle. And that's when the real chaos begins.
How good of you to come.
First, a married client starts hitting on me right after her father passed away. And sure, I'm a doctor, but mixing grief with flirting is like washing down hot pizza with a glass of cheap milk. It might technically work, but you'll be running to the bathroom later. And just when things get awkward, her husband suddenly shows up.
We are going to get married in May.
Congratulations.
I bolt out of there so fast, the Flash would have been jealous. Depressed, I wander through the night streets of New York, replaying all those images of Alice and her sailor fantasies. And then, fate throws me a fast-track option named Domino. Sweet girl dressed in a way that Playboy would probably caption as modest, with a hint.
How'd you like to have a little fun?
And honestly, at that moment, I was ready for anything. My logic was simple. If my wife dreams of sailors, then I've got the right to dance with one too. Even without the sea, we head back to her place. In my head, I'm already running the plan. Now I'll show her that I'm not just a doctor, but also, well, you get the idea. But at the last second, panic hits. My inner doctor whispers, "Protect your heart," while my inner coward adds, "Maybe your butt too." So I just blurt out, "No, sorry, Domino, I've got to go. Buy some bread and head home." And that's how I'm telling it to you. In reality, Alice's phone call killed all my enthusiasm. Yeah, mood ruin.
Well, thank you very much.
And next I bump into an old buddy, Nick, tickling the piano keys in some random bar.
The band's tonight anyway.
Nick's a strange guy, of course. He tells me he gets hired to play at these super secret events where guests are brought in with their eyes covered.
I don't actually know the address yet.
Honestly, that already sounds crazy enough to catch the interest of a guy like me. Depressed and just a little vengeful. And that's when Nick slips me the password. Fidelio.
The password.
And right at that moment, I should have realized nothing good was going to come of this. Because Fidelio either sounds like a cold medicine, a fancy brand of cheese, or in Latin, the word for loyalty. Irony alert. I'm about to break marital loyalty using a password that literally means loyalty. Perfect setup, thanks, Destiny. Hilarious. But you know what a frustrated man, who doesn't know what to do with himself, is capable of? Well, if my wife can go on about her sailor boy, then I've got every right to have a little adventure of my own.
Just give me the address. Where the hell are you gonna get a costume at this hour of the morning?
Trying to find a costume rental in the middle of the night is its own side quest. The kind where the main prize is nothing but shame and the urge to bathe your hands in sanitizer up to the elbows. The shop owner, Milik, looks like he spends his days sewing tuxedos and his nights selling. Things you'd probably get jail time for in a civilized country. And judging by how his bold daughter struts between the mannequins, let's just say their inventory seems to have a few extra options. Honestly, I wanted to get out of there as fast as possible. But since I'd decided to dive into the deep end, it was way too late to change the plan.
I need a tux, a cloak with a hood, and a mask.
I rent the costume and feel like Harry Potter getting handed an invisibility cloak. Except instead of magic, it comes with the words, "Good luck, bro. Group workout ahead." Off I go to this secret event. Of course, by taxi. Because nothing says drama like riding in a ridiculously expensive mask and cloak inside a Toyota Prius with a KFC bag tossed on the back seat. And then we arrive at the place, well, not a place, more like a mini Versailles. Giant gates, guards everywhere. Feels less like I'm heading to a party and more like I just showed up at Darth Vader's summer residence. I whisper the password, Fidelio.
We'll run you up to the house.
The gates swing open, and that's it. The path is clear. Inside, a full-on bacchanal mixed with some kind of cult vibe, like a priest who overdosed on mushrooms decided to host a ritual for people who traded in their shame and conscience about 20 years ago. Models and masks everywhere, ritual music echoing. It feels like I've stumbled into a band version of The Omen. Curiosity pushes me to wander through one room, then another, then a third. The people here are very welcoming, athletic, let's say, into fitness, into music, into the arts. Some of their talents I won't even describe, just to avoid a permanent psychological scar. This isn't just a party, it's more like a gathering where everyone is very united by a common interest. I sneak quietly through the hall, trying to blend in and look like one of the guys. But judging by the looks I'm getting, I probably stand out about as naturally as pineapple on an Italian wedding pizza. And then I see her, one girl who looks uncannily like Mandy, the same Mandy I'd saved at Victor's place not long ago. Hard to forget eyes like that. She looks at me and says, "Leave before it's too late."
Now.
And I'm thinking, come on, just a couple more hours of peeking around, 1 foot here, 1 foot out the door. Like a scene straight out of Saw, yeah. But they don't let me play pretend for long.
Are you the gentleman with the taxi waiting for him?
The masked leader suddenly corners me. "Remove your mask and repeat the password."
Fidelio.
That's right, sir. But may I ask, what is the password for the house?
I seem to have forgotten it.
The atmosphere is so tense my knees are shaking like I just signed a 50-year mortgage. I realize they're about to take me down right here on the spot and then dance around and sip my blood from a Coca-Cola limited edition can.
Now, get undressed.
And then the same girl steps in. She says she's willing to sacrifice herself, as long as I can leave unharmed. At that point, I'm ready to agree to anything, just to get out of this whole theater of the absurd.
No one can change her fate now. Go!
Back home, I feel awful, like I just ate sushi from a vending machine at a train station.
Oh, God. Oh, I just had such a horrible dream.
Alice starts rambling about this dream she had where I was cheating on her. Funny, right? She's fantasizing. While just a couple of hours ago, I literally walked through the wrong door myself. I'm on the verge of confessing everything. But then it hits me. If I do, she'll either knock me out with a frying pan or hand me a one-way ticket straight to hell.
And I was angry because I thought it was your fault.
The next day, I start chasing after Nick, the musician. And of course, it's like he vanished into thin air.
Came in this morning with 2 men, big guys. He said he wanted to check out.
Do you have any idea where they went?
No, not a clue.
To completely finish off my nervous system, I decide to stop by Domino's place. You know, maybe ask her to scratch my back.
Domino?
She's not home, but at this point, I'm mentally ready to even ask her roommate. Because with all the moral failures piling up in my life, what's one more? And then I find out about her terrifying professional illness.
HIV positive.
Yeah.
In that instant, my back stops itching, and suddenly my whole body itches, from the tips of my hair to my socks, which I'd gladly burn on the spot. That felt like the final nail in the coffin. I think, Bill, you're such an idiot. Not only did you almost cheat, but you could have picked up something incurable.
I mean, it's absolutely devastating.
I spent half the day looking for that mysterious girl, Mandy. Turns out she's on vacation, a permanent one. And something tells me she's not planning on coming back from it. Yeah, it's scary. Thought that maybe this was all done, just to keep me quiet. And I still had so many witty toast ideas left unsaid. That's when Ziegler calls me in. He's sitting in his chair, smiling, like a man who's both your friend and the guy who might be booking your funeral. He talks politely but firmly. Look, buddy, the people who host these parties are very powerful. You didn't belong there. That girl saved your skin, but the price for it might have already been her life. Or maybe it was all just a performance to scare you. Who knows? Either way, forget everything if you want to keep living peaceful.
It isn't a medical problem.
And that's when it hits me. I've fallen into a, let's say, black hole, where my medical license isn't worth a dime. These people could wreck my career, my family, and me personally. Tossed into a ditch with a mouthful of concrete, and I haven't even made my moon landing movie yet. Although, knowing these guys, they've probably already filmed one. Only in their version, everyone's wearing masks and no clothes.
Why would they do that?
In plain words, to scare the living shit out of you.
In the end, I return to Alice and decide to spill everything that's been boiling inside me. The jealousy, the fear, even a hint at where I'd been. But someone beat me to our bedroom and left me a big fat clue. I panic. Alice is shocked at first. Then she breaks down crying. She says our relationship is in danger, that her sailor fantasies were just illusions, while I'd been dragging my sorry hide around like a complete idiot. And then she drops a genius thought. We should be grateful we're together and go buy ourselves some toys. In the end, I'm still not sure what was real and what was just a hallucination. Maybe half the city really is wrapped up in some devilish rituals, and I just scratched the surface of that abyss. Or maybe it was all just my imagination, kicked into overdrive by wounded male ego. But one thing I've learned for sure, sometimes it's better not to test fate, and not to wander where masks and whispers rule.
I was other men.
And if you do, be ready to pay a price much higher than you could ever imagine. I return to the world of rainbows. And I want to stay there, keeping my eyes wide shut to what I saw not so long ago. And one more thing, we're pretty sure we need to do this a lot more often. This is Man Recaps, and I have no idea which movie I'll end up in next time.